The Mineral Council South Africa says it commits to zero tolerance of gender-based violence and femicide, sexism, racism and bullying in the mining industry. Now this follows the release of a report by Anglo-Australian mine Rio Tinto exposing reports of sexual assault and harassment as well as racism, bullying and other forms of discrimination throughout the company. The Minerals Council have committed to ensuring that women feel safe in their working environment. For more on this, we're joined by Thuthula Balfour, the head of health at the Mineral Council of South Africa. Thuthula, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. You know, that report on workplace culture by Rio Tinto is very disturbing. I mean, there were 21 sexual assault complaints. It makes one wonder, though, if it's just Rio or it's across the mining industry. Just give us your reaction.
Thank you, Mfundo, and afternoon to you and the viewers. We have noted the report that was written by Rio Tinto, and what we are saying in South Africa is that, as you are aware, gender-based violence and femicide, is a major problem. It's a national problem, and we are saying that as the mining industry, we are, based in a society where this is a challenge. But we need to ensure that we make a difference, and particularly because women are new in the mining space, and that would therefore mean that, there's a lot of culture change, a lot of change management to make sure that women are welcome in the mining sector and that they are safe. And therefore, what we are saying that we have got, we are putting in place, various programs to ensure that women are safe across the industry.
I know in your statement you've said that you took this opportunity to reflect and recommit to your own efforts to address GBV. But perhaps context is needed here. Do you have on hand just stats around how many women have entered this industry as of now?
Currently in South Africa, we've got about 14% of the workforce is women. And so we are not, this is up from about 10%, maybe about 5 years ago. And we expect to have more women because with the opening of the industry and also the mechanization and other changes, we do expect to have more women. So right now we are sitting on about 14%, 16% maximum, in some of the sectors.
And perhaps can you share some of the issues that they're faced with within the industry?
The mining industry, especially underground mining, it was not designed, for women, for instance. So we have issues such as, the availability of ablution facilities, which need to be provided specifically for women. You can understand that a woman would feel far more vulnerable if she is sharing, those facilities. So companies have had to make sure that they do accommodate women by ensuring that they have those basics in place. Things like lighting. Lighting makes a big difference. And in the survey that we conducted, for instance, it was mentioned, even in our general society, actually, more lighting, especially at night, would prevent some of the incidents, of violence, and specifically of violence against women. So it is all of those things that companies, in fact, when we did the survey, we took it up to our highest decision-making body, which is the board of the Minerals Council, and they were, shown what the deficiencies were that still exist, and what companies need to do more to make sure that women do feel safe in the industry. And that's what, all companies are now looking at.
So what is needed here is clearly a structural overhaul, and we're talking here even mindset change to actually remember that the industry is now open to women. Then to your efforts, what have you been perhaps busy with pursuing in your efforts to address GBV?
We have got a Women in Mining Leadership Forum, which was set up in the last 2 years. And, it is chaired by the president, the current president of the Minerals Council, Ms. Nolita Fagude. And therefore, issues of women in mining are being, discussed at the highest level. And what we have also done is we've got, various task teams which we call foundational measures, and one of those is on, zero tolerance to gender-based violence. And that is the task team that conducted the survey, which showed what the gaps are, so that right now we know where the gaps are. Things like, the reporting systems for women. In our survey, we found that some of the women, 30% of them, did not know how they can report, which is very concerning, because at all times, all women should be able to know who to report to if there is any threat, to themselves. And so with that, we are now, as I said, all companies are reviewing what is there and, ensuring that all gaps, are being plugged or filled. And we hope that this year we will then conduct another survey just to check, what progress has been made on this. But overall, we've got a task team focused on gender-based violence.
All right. Thuthula, thank you very much for that. That was Thuthula Balfour, the head of the health of the Mineral Council of South Africa.